What's up, viewers, and welcome to the first edition of The Monthly Feed. I'm Nelson.
And I'm Javi, and this is a show where we talk about local events, local communities, and even do film reviews, whether it be a student film or a big budget film.
In a city where there's so much to do, so much technology, how can people possibly be bored? If you're an active person like me and Javi, we encourage you to try on this new sport that's arising here locally.
And that's actually called Airsoft. Airsoft's grown significantly in Laredo since 2009, and we're actually going to take a look at how it works and how you can get involved. So let's check it out.
Airsoft. A sport that emerged with a few group of neighborhood friends back in 2009. Over a period of 7 years, the sport grew from 7 elite members to what is now over 30 elite members and growing.
It all started with me and my friends. We just started playing like backyard airsoft, and then we eventually started playing in monte areas, and then from there we started getting more people like involved.
The game has inspired countless of youth kids within the community as well as ex-military veterans. But how does the game exactly work? It usually starts off with a total of 15 members per team. Each member uses their weapons to eliminate opposite team. The team with the fewer members loses the game. The game is timed, so the members must be extremely tactical in order to reach victory. One question that rises for the organization is, how safe is the game? One elite member, George Vasquez, who we had the pleasure of interviewing, tells all.
For safety, we have everyone wear like either a mesh mask, like one of these, and everyone is always going to wear like eye protection. We have what's called engagement distances, where like if you're 10 feet from a person, you can't shoot them with your gun, because we're shooting with guns that shoot at like 350 like FPS and higher. So like there's usually something you call out to make sure the person knows, hey, I'm gonna get you. That's it.
To get involved in the game, you can visit the Laredo Airsoft community page on Facebook for more details.
Yeah, and it was actually a lot of fun being there. And what's great about it is that they even offer rentals. So if you don't have equipment, you're more than welcome to rent some there.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting how the sport actually works. So if you're sitting down there at home bored, we encourage you to go out there and, get in the sport, Moving on to our next segment, which is our movie review.
And today we're actually going to be reviewing Southbound. Southbound is a 2015 horror anthology film dealing with the never-ending highway heading south. The film is composed of 5 short stories, all which are intertwined in one way or another. Surprisingly, 4 of these short stories have different directors, which allow each narrative to have different feel, all while keeping the film going at a steady and consistent pace.
The stories range from home invasion to supernatural horror and even touching on slasher territory. However, as consistent as the film is, some of the stories are more effective than others. For example, my favorite by far was the third story, which deals with a man who runs over a woman in the middle of nowhere and is guided by a 911 respondent to keep her alive.
My least favorite would definitely have to be the following story, which lacked intrigue and sort of wrapped up prematurely. Another aspect that makes this film stand out is its simple yet incredibly effective soundtrack. The music was composed by The Gifted, which reminded me very much of 2014's It Follows. It's very simplistic, but manages to spike up the tension significantly.
Despite the smaller flaws, the stories do manage to provide variety and plenty of blood. It's currently playing on limited release, and it is also available on video on demand. If you've been waiting for a good horror movie a la Twilight Zone, definitely check this one out.
Alright, so that concludes our first segment of the monthly feed. Make sure to like our video
and subscribe to our channel for more segments on the monthly feed. Next month, the electronic music scene in Laredo.
You can't miss it.
Have a good one.